Welcome to another tutorial. We are going to make this beautiful magnolia flower out of sugar paste or gum paste. What you're going to need is a really good quality Sugar Florist Paste to make sure it is Sugar Florist Paste and not sugar paste that you put over a cake or you ice your cakes with. And we also need a 24 gauge wires. I use the white ones so that you can't see them through the back of the petals. A non-stick rolling pin, your ball tool, and a cell board with some grooves in. But if you don't have this cell board, you can actually make it in a different way, which I will show you at first in this video. Also a soft mat to soften the edges of our petals on. So I'm using a cutter set, but I'll show you how to do this without cutters. There's 3 in the set. We are only going to use the 2 larger ones in the set. I'm not going to use all 3. But what we will do is we're going to just roll out our gum paste. I haven't coloured this because most magnolias are white, and we'll add a little bit of colour at the end just to enhance it a bit, and we'll do that with some petal dust. So you're going to roll it out to a thickness of about 2 millimeters, and this is if we're hand cutting our petals. And what I've done is I've just cut out a really simple template that I hand drew myself. I just looked at a magnolia flower, I looked at my cutters, and I just did a quick little sketch and then cut this out on some card or paper. And what's really nice is if you do this yourself, it can give the flower a really organic look, so you're not always kind of committed to having to buy cutters for all of your flowers. So we're just going to go round the shape that I've created with a little rolling cutter tool. You can do that with a knife. And then just kind of soften up all those edges where it might be a little bit rough. And then I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to use a candle for this. I'm going to use the heat of the candle, but I would definitely recommend using edible glue or egg white to get the end of your wire quite sticky. It's just I didn't have any to hand, so I went in with the heat of candle. And then we're just going to insert this through the middle of our petal. You only want it to be about 1/4 of the way through, and then you just kind of want to secure that gum paste around the bottom of the wire so that it holds on. Then taking our soft mat and the larger side of our ball tool, half on the mat and half on the gum paste, we are going to just really gently soften and ruffle those edges. Really gently. We don't need to go up and down and wiggling that around because magnolia flowers aren't overly ruffled on the end. It's just to soften them and make them look a little bit more delicate and realistic. Now you can see I've got this ridge around the center. We don't want that, so I'm going to just kind of go across and then roll out that thickness so that it looks really smooth and lovely. And it also helps the petals stick a bit better to the wire. And then what I use is an apple crate to set these, so you want to leave them preferably overnight so they set really dry. Just use your finger and thumb to gently ruffle the edges and make a nice little organic shape for your petal before we let that set overnight. And again, it just makes it really realistic. So I'm kind of just bending the sides in a little bit here and the top just to give it a really lovely shape, and then resting that over the side of my apple crate. There we go. So I'll show you how to do this now using the cutters. So we're going to take the largest 2 in our set, and for the center of our magnolia flower we're going to cut 4 petals, and for the outside we're going to do about 5 petals. I always do a few extra and then just play around and see how it looks. So taking your gum paste into the shape of a sausage, roll it to the bottom of your veiner board so that it secures, and then we're going to just start kind of rolling that paste up the board so that it's nice and thin, and we get those lovely groove impressions in the back. And the groove impressions are where we are going to slide in the wire. And you do want it fairly thin, about a milliliter millimeter or half a millimeter. Again, if you haven't really made a lot of sugar flowers before, you'll just have to do this and play around with it and see kind of what works for you and how thin you can go and what's easy for you to handle. So I should get a few out of here, and I'm going to just press my petal down over the veiner. The bottom of this gum paste where we've made the little veins is thicker, and that's the bit where the wire is going to go through. So make sure the bottom of your petal is facing the bottom of this gum paste, if that makes sense. And there we go, we've managed to cut out 5, so that's fantastic. Now I'm going to take my wire and insert this through the bottom. So you probably want to set these aside under like a damp towel or some sort of protective cling film so they don't dry out too quickly. And then I'm just sliding that about a quarter of the way through, but this time it's actually sliding through the little ridge that we've made rather than completely through the inside of the petal. So I'll show you again, just nice and hot, and then it's kind of going just through that lovely little ridge, and then we're just pressing it down and securing that in. So yeah, the candle is a really awesome thing if you don't have edible glue. I do prefer to use edible glue just because sometimes it does fall off a little, and as you can see you get the black on the wire and you don't really want that to smear or mark your white petals. So I'm just going to take my soft mat again, and we're going to just soften the edges of all of these petals. And yeah, like I said, I use Squires Kitchen Sugar Florist Paste, which they sell in England and I think in Europe, but I've also used the Smart Flex Sugar Florist Paste and the Saraceno one, and they're both equally as good. I just find Squires Kitchen dries quicker and a bit firmer, so especially when you have a deadline, I feel like Squires Kitchen, there's not really much of a match for them. So as you can see, I'm actually going over these with a rolling pin because they're just a little bit too thick for me, and again, I don't like the ridge that's being made when I'm going over with the ball tool, so I just kind of like to soften that out with my rolling pin. And we'll just do this with all of our petals and then set them up really beautifully in our apple crate to dry overnight. You want to make sure there's like a little bit of a curve as well at the bottom of the petal, and you'll see why later when we assemble this magnolia. So that's why I'm setting them the way I am. So I've taken some cream food colour and I've just dyed some of my gum paste, and I'm just going to cut this into 4 equal parts, and we'll take one of those parts and then just roll this into a little cone, and this is going to be the centre of our magnolia, which is like one of the funnest parts to do. So we just roll that really nicely into like a little teardrop, just tapering off the end. You want it to be kind of fat shape, and then I'm going to take some 18 gauge wire. I have just used this in green, and we're going to just take some pliers and just make a little hook in the bottom of that wire. And again, I'm just heating this, and then I'm going to insert that into the back of my teardrop and then just secure the bottom down. Again, you can dye this any colour you want. I just go with cream because it works for the colours that I'm using. And then taking some sewing scissors. These are really fantastic, these scissors. We are going to go in at a 90-degree angle and do these tiny little snips starting at the bottom and using the very edge or the very end of our scissors. We're going to make tiny little cuts and keep turning that center round so that we get these cool little spikes that stick up, and then go in between each spike that you've made on the next level, and then just snip, snip, snip again. Just going to keep doing little snips as we go round and round so that these little spikes come up. And this is such a cool technique. You can use this for quite a few of the centers that you might make for a flower. You can also use it if you're making a spiky hedgehog character. I find this so therapeutic. I could just do this all day long for some reason. So there we go, right to the top, a few little snips in the top, and then we have this really cool little center for our magnolia flower. And then just set that in some polystyrene overnight so that sets up really, really hard. Now I'm taking the cream coloured rainbow dust, a leafy green, and a dusky pink. I'm just going to put a little bit of each onto some greaseproof paper. You can put this on a plate, and then we're going to start dusting our dried magnolia center with the cream. Just adding that colour on there, building that up, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the leaf green and just add this more to the bottom and underside of the center. And then going in with the pink, we're going to dab the pink all over the top. It really just adds this beautiful tone to the flower. And there we go. And then what you want to do is put your kettle on, and once the steam comes, we're going to just quickly add a little bit of steam and then let that dry so that that sets really shiny and sets all the colour in so that it's not falling all over our flowers when it comes to assembling. So I'm taking my 4 smallest petals and I'm going to add some more colour here. I'm just going to gently brush some of the cream on the very bottom and then just like take that slightly up each petal. Just building that colour up a little bit. You can make this as heavy or subtle as you wish. And again, you can play around with colours if you're making a really stylised flower. You know, why not go in with a bit of purple or silver, or go in with lots of pink. Adding a tiny bit of pink to the centre of this is really beautiful. And then yeah, just dusting that colour and then adding a tiny bit of green and just dragging that a little bit up also. And then I'll just kind of dust any excess away with a separate paintbrush. So I'm going to take some Florist Tape, and I actually like to cut this and then fold it a few times and then cut down the middle so that it's a bit thinner, and I don't need a thick amount of tape to secure these wires. You can buy a Florist Tape cutter. I have one, but I actually just find this way easier to do it this way. So I'm just folding that in half, and I'm going to just cut down the center again. I have 2 pieces here. And then if we just unfold this, and then the idea is that you stretch it out and that activates the stickiness. So you need to kind of pull that and then it will be really nice and sticky. So I'm taking my center and going to hold the bottom of my petal and then bend that wire down just so nothing breaks. And then you want to line the bottom of that petal up where we've made the bend with the bottom of the center of the magnolia. Or the stamen, I guess you would call it. So just kind of pressing that tape round, securing it to itself. We're going to roll the tape round both wires to secure it. And then what you'll see is the first one's usually the hardest one to secure. I'm just going to push the tape just a little bit to the top now so that it's nice and tight to the top of the stamen. And then again, I'm just going to go round a few times to get that nice and tight and secure. And then you kind of squeeze down at the same time on the tape, just to the warmth of your hands will make sure that it kind of all adheres together. So I'm going to take the next petal that I've made. So remember, these are going to be your smaller petals, and then the larger petals will go on the outside of the flower. So I'm going to take this one and put this on the opposite side. And then just take this and roll it round, and then we'll do the same with the next two. So yes, I've used 4 of the medium-sized petals for the center or the first layer of this magnolia. Like I say, I kind of go in and I play around, so I will make a few more petals than I might need, and I'll pick the ones that I like the most. I'll pick the ones that have dried in a really pretty way, or the ones that fit better, because sometimes they don't always fit as neatly together as you'd like. So there's nothing wrong with kind of just adding a few extra petals or just going for the style that you want. And then what we're going to do is, once we've added those 4 petals, I'm just going to take some tape and just drag it all the way down the bottom, just twisting and pulling down as we go, making sure that everything's sticking, putting that nice and tight, and then we'll just snap that off at the end. So that just kind of secures your first layer and make sure that nothing's kind of spinning around when you're trying to add the second layer of petals. So I'm going in with my next set of petals, and I'll take my other piece of tape that I cut nice and thin, pull that to activate it. And then we're just going to take this one and line it up where there's a gap. So you'll see in between each petal we'll have a little bit of a gap, and we're just going to take it to the bottom, line it up in the gap, and then start to spin that one around. And just the same process as before. I do recommend actually putting something quite soft underneath where you're working, just in case you do drop the flower. This bit can be a little bit fiddly, so if you put like a little soft foam mat, that will add you a little bit of protection for you. Many a flower I have broken, especially when I first started making flowers. So yeah, just add in the next layer of petals into each gap. And then just going down with the tape. So I am going to add 5 to 6 petals here, just depending on how it looks at the end. I think we're going to just go in with the 5. The 5 will work. Usually working in odd numbers is really beneficial, but in this instance we've done 4 and 5 just to get a really beautiful magnolia flower. And there you go. It's really simple. I think this is such an easy and beautiful flower to make and to add to any cake. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.